Nobody's going to judge you if you're going to go read your book, right? They're not going to be like, ugh, she went and watched TV in the other room. Okay, your girl went and read a book, like personal development / like using my brain. You can't judge me for that, right? What's up, guys? It's Marissa with Barely Keeping It Together. And today I wanted to chat with you about the 7 ways that I stay sane and try to keep it together through the holiday season. Let's get into it. I'm Marissa. I'm a borderline crazy dog mom, a landlord, a DIYer, an interior design obsessed pop culture enthusiast, a real estate entrepreneur, and I'm simultaneously managing a long distance relationship while working full time. I'm the kind of woman who doesn't have the patience to get through this recording. So let's get into it. This is Barely Keeping It Together. Disclaimer, I want to apologize in advance for the construction going on behind me. We are building a wall in my room right now, and that's why the final room reveal has not come out for this room yet. I still have a couple construction projects going on in here. So either at the end of this year or the beginning of 2021, I can't wait to show you guys how this room came out. All right, so there are a couple techniques that I use throughout the holiday season to manage my own personal anxiety, as well as, just not overstress and enjoy the holidays as much as possible as we go throughout the season. And I know this time can be super stressful on any year. And then this year with COVID and the pandemic and being separated from people and just like a lot more logistics going into it, there's a lot of, I think, feelings going into the holiday season. So I have a couple ways that I manage what I'm personally going through. So the first 2 are going to be sort of health related, which the first one is that working out is just like mental clarity for me, especially if we have guests in town or if we're dealing with extra stressful things. Like working out allows me to sort of like get my anger out. Like, I don't know how else better to say it, right? Like, I'm not an angry person, but if I work out, I'm less likely to scream at my nephew, flip out at my dad, lose patience with my brother, all those sorts of things, because I've already, gotten that out. Now, don't get me wrong. Sometimes I still do all of those things, but working out makes my days go by a lot smoother with a lot less conflict. I'm not like a super conflict oriented person, but I'm just saying I keep it real and you guys know that. Anyway, my number 2 step is also health related. And that is that throughout the holiday season, there's like a lot of sweets and a lot of, food, as everybody knows. And basically my number 1 tip in terms of not overeating and overindulging and feeling like horrible afterwards is just making sure I don't put restrictions on what I'm going to eat, but I just make sure that I'm going to get enough protein every single day so that I don't overeat. So I have a lot of protein shakes or whatever, eggs, those sorts of things in the morning so that I'm not starving, hangry, and overeating sugars throughout the holiday season. And that absolutely helps me feel better, not only like day to day, but also after the holiday season. I'm not going to suddenly be, like 4 pant sizes larger. Another way that I stay organized and not go crazy during the holiday season is I use a gift list for everybody on my list. And I fill this out in terms of the budget that I'm going to spend, who I'm getting gifts, what I'm getting them. And that's so that I don't hit those last minute, oh my gosh, I forgot to get XYZ a gift. Now, this year it's a little bit less crazy because it's not like I'm getting gifts for hairdressers and like different service people because we're pretty insular in our house right now. So I don't have a ton of extra people, but it helps me organize who I'm getting, what I'm getting, and then also budget. So if you can set a budget before the holiday, and then you can map out where you're at in terms of like actually spending, because if you have little ones in your life or whatever, it's super easy to overspend and just like blow your budget because it can be fun shopping for things that they're gonna love. This one is gonna sound silly, but hydrate and moisturize, because first of all, you don't wanna be a dried up prune. And second of all, we are in winter season. So with the air, or not the air, but like the heat on and just like dry air, your skin is gonna dry out. Like I actually upgrade all my moisturizers. I go from, like just a serum to a serum and a moisturizer for my face. I get like a lot like thicker body butter for my actual body. And I use like a face wash oil because your girl does not want to dry out in the winter. That does not look good to be so crusty. So, and then also drink a lot of water because hydration is good on the inside and the outside. So make sure you are keeping up with your moisturization and your hydration throughout the holiday season. You're going to feel better about yourself, and then you're going to like actually feel better as well. So that's another way to stay sane, not just through the holiday season, but the winter in general. So my next tip is actually, again, related to the winter season in general. It is so easy to allow the shorter, darker days to affect your mood. Now, whether you have seasonal affective disorder or it's just sort of upsetting that the sun goes down at 4 p.m. and doesn't come back up until 7 a.m., it can be a lot to handle. So getting one of the faux sunlights, I'll actually link mine down below. I have one from Amazon that I was gifted, I want to say last Christmas, but maybe the Christmas before. And I just turn on that light for about 20 minutes a day, and it gives me not the UV rays, but it gives me the feeling of having been in the sun, which definitely gives your body more endorphins because, it's good for you and the vitamin D in your body to keep the sunlight coming in. And if you guys live in a cold climate like me, it can be really hard. So I actually use it from probably about December until March or April that I use my, I don't even know what to call it. It's not a sad light. It's like, I don't know. It just gives you the vibes of being outside. So I'll link the one below that I got from Amazon. I really like it, but there's a ton of choices out there as well. So definitely recommend that. It's going to keep you in a happier mood. All right, my next tip is a little bit outside of the box, but it is to have a book that you are reading, just in terms of a lot going on with family and people being in town or a lot of together time. It's really good to have a book that you're enjoying and you're reading because it gives you something to escape to. So whether it's that there's conflict going on or you just need some alone time, nobody's going to judge you if you're going to go read your book, right? They're not going to be like, ugh, she went and watched TV in the other room. Okay, your girl went and read a book, personal development / using my brain. You can't judge me for that, right? Anyway, so I definitely recommend reading a book. Well, always, but especially throughout the holiday season, it kind of gives you another world to escape to. It gives you something to look forward to. It gives you a reason to have alone time. So definitely go over to Amazon and order yourself a book. I can give you guys some of my favorites. I love American Royals if you guys like fictions. And then there's also Majesty, which is the sequel to that. I will link those down below. Those are really good fiction books. I'm also really enjoying Get Rich Lucky Bee, which is about money manifestation. And that is a non-fiction book. I also loved Shoe Dog. But you know what, guys? I'm actually doing another video later on this month all about my 5 favorite books for female entrepreneurs to read. So I'll link more books there, but those are just a couple of my favorite books that I've read in the last 12 months. All right, so definitely get a book and enjoy that throughout the holiday season. You and your brain are gonna thank yourself. The last tip is all about mindset. Let it go, right? So I know for me, one of my biggest triggers for my anxiety is that I have plans for everything to go one way. And then whether it's just that people don't want to do that or, for whatever reason, somebody gets sick and it's not going that way. Last year, for example, my nephew got so sick on Christmas and actually ended up in the hospital in the emergency room. It was really sad. But so the way that we had anticipated Christmas looking and having Christmas dinner actually became delivery Chinese food. And, it was a bummer, but 1, there was nothing we could do about it. And 2, why not try to make the best of a bad situation? So just go with the flow, let it go, breathe. By the way, guys, let me tell you about box breathing. If you guys don't know about box breathing, this is a great technique if you're feeling extremely anxious. It's actually used by the Navy SEALs. So it's scientifically proved to help lower your anxiety. And what it is you take a deep breath in for the count of 4, hold for 4 seconds, breathe out for 4 seconds, and hold for 4 seconds. So that's the box, right? 4 seconds on each side. Do that for a couple minutes, and it's definitely going to help you if you're experiencing a lot of anxiety throughout this holiday season as well. So let it go, do your deep breathing, escape to your book, turn on your sad light, and you guys, we're gonna make it through. And honestly, just enjoy the time with whatever family and loved ones that you can this season. I know traveling is extremely hard this year, but we're all gonna get through it. And I love you, and I know that 2021 is just gonna be a better year, right? I like odd numbers. Do you guys like odd numbers or even numbers? Let me know in the comments down below. All right, guys, thank you so much for watching my video. I love you so much. I hope you enjoyed all of my tools and techniques that I use for getting through the Christmas season with as little stress as possible. Now, I am gonna have a follow-up to this video, which is the step-by-step of how I do all of my holiday planning, from planning my gift list to my bucket list to my decorating and meal planning and sort of all that holiday fun planning stuff. And then I'm gonna have a free printable with that over on my website. So you guys can go check it out at barelykeepingittogether.com, or you can go follow me on Instagram at barelykeepingittogether, where we can keep this conversation going. Otherwise, I enjoyed talking with you so much and I love you and happy holidays. Bye.